Well, good evening. Let's go flying.
I've been flying this bigger wing quite a bit lately because it helps to hammer home some concepts that just take a little bit longer to learn on a faster wing. Cold weather and a couple other distractions have kept me from flying as much as I would like. As I look at the calendar, it's April 2nd. There's still no leaves on the trees to speak of here in the Carolinas. And this is by far the coldest, wettest spring I can remember in a long time. Two major projects that have kept me from flying on the days when the weather was good enough are the acquisition of a motorhome, which I plan to primarily use for flying events, and the building of a new, well, we'll call it a product, although I haven't decided to make it for other people just yet. Maybe this sounds odd, but I kind of feel like I cheated myself by starting on the Charger. It's a better wing. This Muse 3's got some quirky flying characteristics, but I'm enjoying it. One of the primary differences that I've noticed between the two wings is that the Charger stalls a lot more sharply, whereas the Muse 3 tends to mush just prior to stalling.
Did you see me go over? What were you guys doing? Were you picking something? Well, that's good that you think it's cool. This whole wing fits in this bag. Isn't that something? And look how light it is. You want to try to carry it? Here, you guys can carry it back to my truck. You can each take a handle. Give your buddy a handle. Here's your brother. Huh? Well, thanks. See if you guys can carry it. You want to try it?
So the product grew out of this simple platform. I wanted an enclosure that could keep my paramotor out of the elements, rain and road dirt, and keep the reserve from blowing out into the traffic. So I'm building this. I'm going to cover it with aluminum. Probably 032 sheet metal. That should be thick enough to strengthen it up. And then there's this project, a 20-year-old motorhome that I was going to purchase simply to go to fly-ins. And come to find out, it had water damage so bad that it was still overpriced, even at just $5,000 or $6,000. So my wife said, let's buy something a little nicer. Maybe we'll use it for more than just flying to fly-ins and paragliding. So we ended up with this one. And I've been troubleshooting and fixing and repairing and learning about RV life and motorhomes. Incidentally, the back of the motorhome is marred by a previous owner's decision to festoon the vehicle with a University of Oklahoma sticker. I'm not even sure if you can get a degree from this school, so I'm planning on taking that sticker off and maybe have a airbrush artist put a paramotor on there. Any artwork ideas, or maybe you're a design artist and you'd like to help with that project, let me know. I also managed to hit my prop with my net again. Here's the footage, and now I know what happened. I'd gotten airborne just a little too slowly, and when I pulled brakes, the wing kind of mushed. So as I let up on the brakes to let the wing come forward, I settled back onto the ground. When I did so, the motor mounts flexed just enough to get the propeller plane non-coincidental with the hoop.
Let's see what hit.
I think that the frame had become out of round after so many times in and out of the truck and a few butt landings here and there. So I tweaked the spars and moved the top portion of the protective hoop just about a half an inch further forward, and I have a new net on the way. I was able to repair and salvage both the propeller and the net and fly within the next day or so.
Repaired it.
Although this isn't footage of the actual incident that damaged the propeller, it's an example of the poor technique that led to the damage. You can see that right about here I want to stop running and start flying, so I tend to pull little brakes and jump a little bit, but when I settle back to the ground, it creates a huge deceleration, and it makes the motor frame twist, and that twist is taken up by the top motor mounts. They compress, and that's what causes that plane of the propeller to change relative to the hoop and the net. On a happier note, the weather's getting better every single day, and every single evening is a temptation to get out and fly. I plan to be doing a lot more of it this spring than I was last spring because I was still learning how to do this last year. So I'll leave you with one of my better landings that happened Saturday night. And in the meantime, I hope you're out there flying a lot yourself. I hope you're flying safely.